Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you my journey of living in a mini cabin, aka a cheap hut, for $300 a month including bills, and how I'm able to do this. My name is Evie, and in January 2025 me and my partner were houseless, living in a holiday caravan park in an old chalet that we saved up to buy. It's been almost a year of cabin living, and I wanted to put together more clips of our journey living in this together, along with the pros and cons. Our dream was to live in the Scottish Highlands after I brought my own half an acre of woodlands here. Me and my partner are huge nature lovers. I am a nature and fantasy artist who's obsessed with mushrooms and foraging, and my partner is a bushcraft and hiking man who loves to explore vast amounts of terrain. So of course, the Highlands is perfect for us. We sold our caravan and we moved to the Highlands after finding a semi-off-grid massive cabin overlooking a loch and mountains, but that landlord was a terrible man who took the cabin from us not long after we moved there, as he wanted to rent it to his family, so he took it back. So we became on the edge of being homeless again. I reached out to someone I knew of, and he offered us a tiny cabin in the Highlands with beautiful mountain views, which is this cabin we are in now. It's a semi-off-grid cabin that is powered by on-grid electric and water, but it has a log burner for the heating. My landlord made this cabin with a flat pack kit he brought, and he installed a log burner in it. He installed the log burner flute into the wall, but later he changed his mind and installed it exiting the ceiling, hence why there's a hole in our wall. This place has a few issues with it, which does mean we won't be able to live in this for long. Of course, if you are interested in doing this yourself to save money, or to escape the disastrous state of the rental market, then you might not have all of these issues with your cabin, as the conditions of these is based on how well the owner takes care of these, and of course we rent this one. I will mention the pros and the cons of our life here. I'll start with the positives first. When I moved in, our landlord charged us a higher price to rent here first. But after a while he gave us work, so he lowered the rent for us dramatically. It now costs us $320 a month for both rent and bills, minus the wood for the log burner, which is incredibly cheap, and it again allows us to save a lot of money each month. Our male landlord is friendly, and he provides us with work in exchange for cheaper rent. We work with animals and the land here, and we also work from home, which means we have more flexible life as we work around our to-do list. The area is a very sought out area. There is a lot of outdoor activities here, huge mountain ranges, towns not too far away, public transport nearby, work nearby, food shopping, deliveries, hospitals, local amenities, and everything you need isn't far away. You do get best of both worlds out here. You get the countryside life out here, with the blessing of not being far from people when you choose to be. Our male landlord is an absolute blessing. He's very open-minded, kind and flexible. He allows us to decorate, paint, and almost do whatever we want to the place. We always ask his permission before we do anything, as this is still his property. He offers us work and we help him in return when he needs to. He has told us we can stay here as long as we want to. He has also given us a tenancy agreement too, so that our stay feels guaranteed. Me and Scott love wood chopping for our log burner. It's definitely good to feel self-efficient, and we love this rustic cabin life. I love foraging in this area. There is plenty of plants, mushrooms, that gives me so much pleasure. I just got home from a bike ride And look at these bleats. Pick the mushrooms on the lawn. Say hello to the camera, honey. Hi, I was just cycling and along some cow fields, and guess what I found? There's a cow patty on the floor and it's got mushrooms growing in it. Look at these. I'm obsessed with this tree stump. I love it. Look at it. It's a sculpture by nature. Look at it. Wow. We love the deer and other critters that wander around our home. He's on top of the crow. Hey, buddy. Hi. You're the wrong big buddy boy. Oh, he's so beautiful. Can we keep him?
You can't be just gonna poop everywhere.
Oh dear. Boy. Not that way. Come on.
Come on.
Come, buddy. Come on. Come on. Almost. I made a new beautiful friend. Yeah. Doing a little bike riding and look what I found. I just sat down to do photography for my artwork and have a look at that. Oh my god, it's a frog! Just sat down and there's a frog right there. Go tinies! Look at him. See? He's right there. Hey, pretty. I made a friend! It's storming, but look! A baby frog! Hey, buddy! Oh, he's so cute! Look at him! God, I love frogs. We're chopping some wood. There you guys, put him on the... Oh, look how cute he is. Oh. Outside the cabin. Got ourselves a... Me, Scott, call him Rainbow Chicken. Buddy! We also get paid to feed and take care of the wild deer around here, along with the land work, and I also help the landlord with paperwork and his technology, as he is older and he isn't used to technology. Whenever he needs help, I get paid for that too. I also make local art sales here, along with having my 2 online shops. I do other odd jobs locally, and I am monetized on YouTube after my first month online. Me and Scott have health conditions, so it also helps being near doctors too. The views are amazing out the window, and we have woodlands that belong to this cabin right on our doorstep that only we use. It's full of mushrooms and lots of different types of moss and plants that I dehydrate and I use in my mushroom art that I create and sell online and in person. The mountain views outside our windows is really special. Being very close to the best areas in the Highlands is also perfect for us when we choose to explore. Scott enjoys going on hiking and adventures too here, and here is some of his recent clips.
So many of them. And mushrooms. Ah, just had some more mushrooms. Ooh, they smell nice. It's a nice little wax cap I found. More mushrooms. Chock full of them out here. Oh, this'll keep you fit. Hello, Mr. Signal Tower. Tiring, but look at that view. Wow. That's what it's all about. My phone is doing it no justice. And if only the clouds weren't there blocking the other mountains, that would be so nice.
I will also mention the negatives of living here. After all the positives, it's only fair to show both sides of living our lifestyle. The recent storm, Amy, really showed us how temporary our housing is. We discovered that there is gaps and rot in the windows, in the wooden window frames, and our cabin flooded a bit during the storm and it became very cold in here. We was lucky the cabin didn't fly away in the wind. We're inside our cabin at the moment while there's a massive storm of 70 miles an hour or so. We've got all of our lights here to work with, battery powered. We've got a leak in the window. Water's coming through the window. There's wood as well, so it's going to rot. Look. Oh, it's really bad. There's a little gap between the window ledges. Let's clean up the water that's leaking. Even some leaves made it through. It gets really cold here quickly, and we have to make sure we have a stockpile of chopped logs outside. It also takes a lot of wood in the colder months to keep warm, and this place doesn't have insulation. Only the bathroom sink and shower has hot water. The kitchen's hot water isn't working. There are gaps and holes in the walls which lets cold air and bugs in. The floorboards are very damaged and old, with some nails poking out, and if we wear our socks, we will get them stuck and sometimes rips. And the wood also peels off, leaving splinters, so we need to wear indoor thick slippers at all times. Only the bathroom and closet windows open. The main room and bedroom windows doesn't open. There is no insulation, so this does get very cold. And the cabin is old and needs a lot of work done to it. And of course we could do it ourselves, but me and Scott have discussed that we both agree that we don't want to put money into someone else's property when it should ideally be the landlord who upkeeps a property. But as the landlord has done a huge service helping us the way he has, we don't want to bother him and ask for any of these kinds of things, especially when we will be moving away in the near future. The new fence that was recently put in blocks a lot of the views, and it not been put well together. It was put up as our landlady wants her privacy, as our landlord and landlady lives near us. We have horrible rich neighbours where most of them do invade people's privacy. They are rude, they are judgmental to others. I wouldn't expect everyone to understand or accept the way we live, as that's not human nature for everyone to be kind or open-minded. But we have always been nice to people here, and it's a shame that they can't be good to others despite the differences. Our cabin decking is falling apart, and the anti-slip wire netting is coming off the decking, which makes the wood more slippery, and I've slipped and cut my knee open a few times now. One of the reasons we're moving is the decking outside. I just slipped on the way of putting our bins out, but I've re-injured my knee all over again. The wire that is on the decking is falling off, and it's also dangerous to trip on it and cut yourself, and the risk of getting tetanus. No waterproofing on the walls next to the bathroom sink, and there's a lot of splashback where you use the sink and it will get soaking wet, as you can't turn down the tap pressure like a normal sink can. The midges in the Highlands are a bit of a nightmare, especially when your job is working outside. The midges don't come and bite me, but they swarm Scott. So this is the day after I've been attacked by midges. Look at him.
Oh my god, I'm so itchy.
You gotta stop doing that. Yeah, we'll come back. Yes, welcome to the Highlands, middies. So cute. We have to climb over each other in the beds to go to the bathroom at night, as the bed is pushed up against one side of the wall. My electric bike has to be in the living room for safety reasons, and we aren't living here much longer, but my bike does block my work desk, both sets of drawers, and a part of Scott's wardrobe, so I have to move it a bit every time we want to use the drawers or wardrobe. We have to store our wood chopping stumps in the bedroom, as we don't have storage outside for them at the moment. No room for a cooker, no room for a dryer, so we have to use a big air fryer that has different cooking modes on to cook with. The cooker hob is also broken, so I have to use an electric plug-in cooking hob, which isn't great, isn't the most reliable, and doesn't always heat the food perfect, so it sometimes can take longer to cook with. This is what it's like to try and cook in a tiny cabin. There's some food we're cooking, and look at how much stuff we've crammed. Because we've only got 2 cupboards, it's actually really hard to store things. So, cooking very, very slowly. This electric hob isn't working so well. See how inconvenient it is? How we've got to kind of re-clean everything constantly. The utensils are right next to the cooking point, and you can drag this forward a little bit. It's really hot. But you've still got that in the way. It's really inconvenient. This is all the space I've got to cook from scratch, and I cook from scratch. Sometimes we have something frozen, but most of the time we have something fresh. It's hard to dry our clothing in here, as there's no room to dry indoors. It's hard to keep the place consistently clean, as it's hard to move around since Scott moved back home after him staying in England for a few months. I have to sell a lot more of my clothing, and I have a big box of clothing sitting in the living room, and I'm currently selling the stuff inside. It's also getting in the way of the log burner, and it's reducing the space to dry clothing in here. Too much wood to use in the log burner to keep us warm, as the gaps in the wall make it hard to retain heat. There's bats living in our tiny roof, and they become noisy at night, scratching around as they move around. Bugs coming in through the gaps in the walls is another nightmare to contend with. So that's our pros and cons of living here discussed now. I also wanted to add that I understand that everyone wants to live cheaper, and this kind of living option isn't easy. These days you have to have planning permission and land to build your own cabin, and the costs can be lower or higher depending on the size of your building method. Or finding a landlord that rents these out cheaply and reliably and in good condition is also a challenge. But we have been lucky. Despite the pros and cons with this place, it's been cheap, and it saved us from being stuck in homelessness, and it's now given us a step up in our venture. We have decided that while we are waiting to build our own cabin on my land that I own in the Highlands, that we will be moving from this cabin before winter starts, as it will become unbearably cold again here for us, and we don't want to live in a home this small anymore, as it's very claustrophobic since Scott's moved his things from storage in. We will be doing cabin living again in the future, but for now we have decided to move into a bigger home in the Highlands. So in my next video I'll be discussing our upcoming plans and our next step in our journey. But a little spoiler alert for our next video is that we will be moving next month in November to a bigger home, a very rural big cottage in the Highlands that's on a loch and surrounded by Scottish rainforests. The tenancy agreement has been signed, so this is official, so stay tuned for that. I wanted to say many thanks to you all for your kind and supportive words. After my 4th YouTube video, I became monetized and I am now a YouTube partner, and I'm incredibly grateful. For ages, I wanted to make a YouTube channel about living my alternative lifestyle and my journey doing so, showing the pros, the cons, and the reality of living like this. This is why my other YouTube videos on my channel are older videos. The clips are older, and not recent ones, as I've been gathering video clips for years, hoping to one day get the courage and confidence to show myself and my lifestyle. I love living differently, and life is always an adventure for us. I really do not care for the negativity of most of society, and we enjoy being tucked away from society in my little cabin or cottage, surrounded by my art, nature, wild animals, wild terrain, and space to live in positive vibes with the one I love. I'll always live how I want to, and I enjoy being free. For my supporters, I consider you my distant friends. Thank you so much, and I do my best to reply to supportive emails and comments I have received as much as I can, but life is getting busier. I will reply. I really appreciate you all, and thank you so much. So much love from your Evie.